Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, it was more fashionable and popular before election in Mount Kenya region for you to be in the UDA party or support William Ruto and Gachagua. Most of politicians who were in that political alignment, they were much popular in Mount Kenya region. Anytime they come out to speak, you would see people are so much amazed with them. But as we're speaking now, the opposite is happening. These people are becoming unpopular, especially those who are elected into office, and anyone who is supporting Ruto. They are becoming unpopular. There is rejection in Mount Kenya region. So there was a burial event taking place in Kiambu, that is Kikuyu Constituency, where the majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah is representing. In that burial, we had the former member of parliament Paul Mwite, who attended, among other leaders. So there's an MCA who was addressing the mourners, but he went further to campaign for Kimani Ichung'wah in terms of moving to the national politics. That Paul Mwite was focused on the national politics where he had ambitions to become a president. Okay? At one point, najua meona Paul Mwite was a presidential candidate. And because he did not achieve it, the other person who is emerging now, according to the MCA, is one Kimani Ichung'wah. So according to him, because Kimani Ichung'wah is representing a constituency where Paul Mwite was representing, he is going to fulfill that ambition and he's going to go to the national politics. He might be a future presidential candidate. You know what happened? When he mentioned the name Kimani Ichung'wah, people started shouting at him. They were shutting him down. There was noise. There was protest. There was rejection. Why is this happening in Kimani Ichung'wah's own constituency?
Council, we are lucky in Kikuyu that after you left, we now have a gentleman who can take the mantle and reach where you wanted. Because you are our member of parliament, and before you left, you had ambitions of becoming the president. In Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, we have a leader who is a heartbeat away from national politics. So my request to you, Honorable Paul Mwite, is that you advise. Nimewasikia wageni Odoa Panya, nimewasikia, but I'm telling you, I can see the noise coming from the Odoa Panya team, and I hear you, but listen to each other. As I conclude, Honorable Paul Mwite, I will sit, but as I was saying, as the leaders in Kiambu, we want to say that indeed we shall have proper changes in Kiambu and in Kenya. We know very well that this country was left with a lot of debts. We all know that we have a duty as leaders to restore the country to where it ought to be.
Masters and also PhD in both political science and theology.
Now we are continuing this panel discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, Master, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. It is true there is a serious political competing interest in the Mount Kenya region among people like Gachagua. We are talking about Kimani Ichung'wah. We are talking about Ndindi Nyoro, Kiharu member of parliament. Then we have a Kikuyu member of parliament and Gachagua. These three individuals are in UDA party, but they have competing interest to become the next leader of Mount Kenya region. That means kingpin. You rise from a kingpin to the national politics, maybe you become a president. That is what they are looking for. So what Kimani Ichung'wah should be asking himself, if someone is campaigning for him and people are making noise for that person, what is wrong? Why noise? Why rejection? Why did it happen in his presence in a constituency where he's coming from, an area where he represents? He has to ask himself that question. Why? Kwa sababu watu wa Kikuyu inafaa wakuwe wanafurahia ya kwamba at least our constituency can produce a presidential material, but that is not being embraced in that crowd. Hakuna mtu anafurahia, hakuna mtu anakubaliana na hayo. No one is clapping. Every time when they speak, you hear someone clapping. Even when they speak nonsense, people are clapping. This time round, there was noise to shut down the MCA, but there was no clapping. That's a protest. So, what we are seeing in this funeral, the Kikuyu residents are protesting against Kimani Ichung'wah in terms of going to the national politics or being just a politician or a leader in Mount Kenya region. There is a kind of protest and rejection. But then why is Kimani being rejected? Why are people shutting up that MCA? All of these people are in UDA party. Failed promises. These people are in Kenya Kwanza. The only thing Kimani Ichung'wah can do as of now, because of his position, it is to defend the good and ugly in UDA party. And the ugly things in UDA are many more than the good thing in that party. You talk about cost of living, Kimani Ichung'wah has to come out and defend the government. You talk about economic constraint that we are going through. Instead of representing his own constituency, Kimani Ichung'wah has to represent and defend William Ruto. So in most of those fake promises that they gave, Ichung'wah is the face of defense of this regime. So he has to come out as the majority leader and defend all the ugly in UDA. So the people of Kikuyu are viewing Kimani Ichung'wah as a man who is not serious to take care of their interest. As long as you're not taking care of our economic interest, our jobs, carrying our aspiration, solving our problem, then you become a hindrance and part of the problem that we don't want. So, hot air promises have been rejected in Kikuyu. People are saying no. Even when the MCA struggled to continue speaking, they still tell him, kaa chini, sit down. Alikuwa anaongea tu vizuri, but immediately when he mentioned Kimani Ichung'wah's name, the noise started. Why? Haya mambo mengine alisema watu wamenyamaza, lakini vile anasema Kimani Ichung'wah wanamwambia kaa chini. So Ichung'wah has been told in the face, we don't want you. Sasa ni wapi atakubalika? Kama Kikuyu constituency inakataa Kimani Ichung'wah, where else will he be accepted? Itakuwa in the county ama wapi? If you are being rejected at your own home, and those who are pushing for your bid are being shut up, then who is going to stand with you, or who will be listened to by these people in the area where you represent them? I'm sure this is the question that Kimani Ichung'wah should be asking himself. So when you become a defender of lies, this is what you will be subjected and treated to. Ichung'wah has become a defender of liars. So if he had any political mileage, any gain, any trust among the people, that trust has been compromised because of his latest move to defend this failed regime. We have also seen how the young men and women in Mount Kenya, Kikuyus, have been branded Mungiki, victimized, arrested, intimidated, and forced to pay for them to get a bond, 10,000 each. So Kikuyu youth are at risk just because they are Kikuyu. They cannot gather. It is Christmas time. They were not able even to sit together and just slaughter a goat to eat and enjoy. They never had such privilege to gather and speak their mind. If you are found singing in Kikuyu dialect, you are being branded Mungiki and therefore arrested. Ile tabia inakuanga ya fisi. Naambia mtoto yake, wewe unanuka kondoo, alafu they turn against it, wanakula. So these leaders are being viewed as failed leaders to secure and protect the interest of the people of Mount Kenya region and their, the youth in Mount Kenya region. They have exposed the youth. They don't speak for them, but instead they keep on warning them of things even they don't do. They want to gather the youth. They cannot speak their mind. They cannot talk about this government. They can't criticize William Ruto. So anyone who defends such a regime will be viewed and treated as an enemy of the region. And so Kimani, Ichung'wah, and that UDA MCA have been treated to the same.